Don't rescue people from the consequences of their own actions. Let people live out their find out season. Let people live the life that they have earned. This woman posted in the Am I the A-hole subreddit saying, "Am I the a-hole for not wanting to be my ex's caretaker?" Let's look at this story together. I love find out season. She says, "I'm making this post to show my ex later because I don't feel like I'm in the wrong here, but I'm close to the situation and I'm always open to new opinion. My ex up and abandoned our family several years back to live his truth. Not saying what his truth is, past that. It involved a lot of random, unprotected sex. That was way more important to him than our 3 children. He did not pay child support. He didn't even acknowledge the children most of the time. He worked under the table and did OF and CB. I don't know what CB is. I do know what OF is, to make sure that he didn't have to support the children that he helped create. Needless to say, our 2 eldest hate him, and our youngest doesn't even remember him. He reached out to me recently to tell me that the karma train had run him over. He has acquired a terminal STI from his time as a community chew toy." As the community chew toy. Just go ahead and put that in your back pocket. "He showed me proof of his diagnosis. Now he wants to come home, spend what time left he has with the children, and he wants me to be there when he passes. Now's not the time for I told you so's." That seems like the perfect time for I told you so's. I think he's being ridiculous. With new medication, you can live a long time with that diagnosis. Besides, why should it fall on the children and I to sweep up another mess that he made? He thinks that the children will regret not getting to spend time with him while there's still time to be had. So, am I the a-hole? Absolutely not the a-hole. The audacity to think that you could abandon children, like for however long, because she didn't tell us how long, and then just come back after you have been the community chew toy, done all kind of you know what, avoided financially supporting your own children. The audacity. He earned nothing. He didn't even earn this. This post was a lot more than he deserved. He deserves nothing. He deserves to, like, basically, when he died, basically, when he abandoned his children, he basically died at that particular juncture. He should have been dead to all of them. He has earned nothing. He didn't water the relationship with his family. So he deserves nothing. He deserves to die and nobody come and pick him up except whatever relationships he has cultivated, which sounds like none. So let's look at a few of these comments before I come back, because by the time that I started screenshotting this, there was an update. So hang tight. Always Helpful says, "He literally abandoned you and his children and never gave it a second thought. Now that he is dying, he needs something from you. I hope you do not give it to him, not the a-hole." Matilda says, "Having been the caretaker for a man I deeply loved, I beg you not to do this. It was an extremely difficult, long, drawn-out time for me, my adult children, and their families, and he had been a caring husband and father that gave his all to the family. This will destroy your life and that of your children. You do not owe him anything. There are public services that can help take care of him. He chose to live his life without his family, so now he gets to live his life without his family. If you want to know what it's truly like to be the caregiver of a terminally ill patient, DM me. I have a lot of information to share. You can also join one of the caregiver support groups and read the misery many of these families experience. I like the AARP Caregivers. They are a support group that lets members exchange information and vent. Rather than asking this question to Reddit, ask this same question to the experienced members of one of these groups. I needed to show that because I need y'all to understand that if these people have not earned anything, they don't deserve a meal. They don't deserve the kindness of a card that costs $5, sometimes $7.50. Cards are getting expensive these days, but they don't deserve any kind of consideration if they abandon their children. And like this person said, even for somebody that was a caring, supportive spouse, it was hard. So don't do it for some random stranger that didn't give a damn about his own children. Here's the OP saying, he knows that I just had an in-home health aide job in after 4.5 years because my client became too ill. Caretaker burnout is real, and I'm so sorry you had to endure that. Love My Furry Fam says, OP, you're not obligated to do anything for him when he's the one who has to accept that his family, which is the abandoned children / wife, is not there any longer. You're also not obligated to babysit his feelings either. Just block him on all social media platforms, and if he tries to show up, then he can get his buttocks arrested by the cops. It's too late for him to come back when he refused to acknowledge the damage he's done to everyone. Reasonable Wedding says it doesn't even sound like he's attempted to apologize. He's sick right now, and he's earned the loneliness that he's going to get. He's going to be abandoned by all of those people that he was out there screwing. He's going to be abandoned by everybody, and he honestly, this is what he deserves. Anyways, let's look at the edit. Let's look at the update. Okay, here's the update. She says, I talked to the older kids. I told them that dad was sick and wanted to reconnect. Our eldest laughed and said she thought he deserved it. Our middle child says she doesn't want to speak to him. Our youngest was 1 when he bounced, so he's just a concept to her anyway. Yeah, not bringing him back around the kids without a court order. I saw a few accusations of homophobia / transphobia. Both the ex and I are members of the Rainbow Rangers. I didn't send him the post, but he's already called this morning yelling about it, so someone did. He claims that there's a secondary health issue that the HIV will make worse, so he will need help. Also, he's claiming that HIV automatically qualifies you for SSI, and he's going that route, and he won't be a financial burden. Well, he won't be anyway because I'm not letting him in. I agree with those of you who said he's probably lying, gaslighting, exaggerating, but he's a heavy smoker, so who knows? Thanks to everyone who commented. There was a lot of helpful information. Last edit, because a lot of you caught this. I told my ex that I wasn't going to force the children to have anything to do with him. His response was, fine. I still need you, though. I wish I could figure out a way to attach a screenshot because my flabbers are gasted at the open audacity. He lives a state over and currently doesn't have a car, so we should be fairly safe. Yes, the audacity to think that an ex that you left holding the bag to take care of your children was just going to drop everything so that she could take care of you. Where do they get this nerve? Like, how does he think that this is going to happen? There's no way. You are a stranger, dude, and you have earned this block. He's earned a block. Whispering in the Darkness says, whoa, whoa, whoa. I get that you've already provided an update, so you're probably not looking for additional feedback. However, in your update, you equate being a heavy smoker with lying, gaslighting, and exaggerating. One has nothing to do with the other. Regardless of that, I'm glad to hear you won't allow him back into the home because there are multiple issues there, not the least of which banking on SSI benefits is laughable in this current government. I'm sorry for everyone going through this travesty, including the a-hole who abandoned your family. I don't wish debilitating disease or death on anyone. However, I do hope there's still some compassion in you and your children's lives. Not wanting someone in your life doesn't mean being devoid of compassion for the fear and or pain that person may be experiencing. And she says, what I meant by that is, it is possible that he has a secondary health problem because he's a heavy smoker. Yes, he lies, gaslights, exaggerates, but he may actually have a secondary medical issue. I wanted to bring that piece out just in case anybody was wondering, because she did come back and make that comment. And then Whispering in the Darkness says, got it. The way that sentence is phrased, it equates all of those issues because he's a smoker. And yes, smoking does exacerbate health issues, but it doesn't necessarily create a-holes. Every single thing that you put in your body will have some kind of impact, good or bad. And yet there's so many things in our environment that's already kind of jacking us up. So when people smoke or heavily drink or just do the risky behaviors, they are potentially setting themselves up, like this man set himself up. Anyways, this man is in his find out season. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, and share.